I'd like to say good morning and welcome to the CISIAC workshop on insider threat. The Cybersecurity and Information Sharing Information Analysis Center, which is quite a bunch of words, but it's the CISIAC, is one of the several information analysis centers sponsored by the Defense Technical Information Centers, and it's managed by the folks here locally at Air Force Research Lab Rome. And we have several partners in the CISIAC, including SRC, AIS, and George Mason University, who you'll be hearing either directly or vicariously from today, as well as a few other partners in both the academic and commercial world and some connections into the federal community. I think what I need to do is maybe print this out a little bit larger print, but anyway. So my name is Michael Weir, and I'm the director of the CISIAC. Today should introduce everyone here to some new ideas and considerations for thinking about the insider threat, and maybe even some old ideas that need to be resurfaced and looked at again. I'm glad that the audience here and online is varied. We've got state and federal representation. We've got Homeland Security, Department of Defense. We have commercial. We have academia. We've got a wide group of folks that are participating, and also quite a set of individuals up here that will be coming up for presentations in the panel that are well known in the area, have a lot to say and a lot to discuss with you. So I'd like for this to be an interactive discussion as much as a set of presentations and leaving with something that you heard. Hopefully you'll leave with something that you heard and also provide something for other people to go away with. Please engage them in question and answer sessions at the end of each presentation. And in the panel discussion, please jump in as well. I'd remind you that this is an open forum, which kind of comes with its own set of constraints. So open discussions are fully encouraged, but understand there may be some topics that we can't go to in a great deal of depth in an open discussion, and we'll try to moderate those. I'll be moderating and trying to keep activity as orderly as possible. The ground rules are fairly simple. Opinions are really very welcome, because that's what the discussion is about. Strong opinions, still okay. Rants, 90 seconds or less. We got to cut it off at that point. So feel free to jump in, talk with the folks that are up here, express different ideas. Nothing wrong with that. Now, the 2000 Insider Threat to Information Systems document that this workshop is based on is a document that we're updating through this workshop and some other activities along with it. And it was one of a family of books that were published during the previous decade that kind of thought, let's think about the insider threat. What is it? How do we handle it? What's the best way to look at it? You know, you're trying to look at the elephant from a lot of sides, and it's a really big elephant. So that provided a lot of basis for how to think about it, and the fundamental content of that book is still quite relevant. Today's content and discussion we're going to use to update and expand the ideas of the original and to make that information available in new ways. You'll notice there's cameras in the back. We have people participating, streaming online. We'll be recording the content. We'll be having an interactive chat window so that the folks that are involved online can provide some questions and input and comments directly with us. We're going to be segmenting this and putting it online as host discussion webinar type pieces that you can get from the website. And we'll also be doing some things with the content, amplifying it, working with the authors, and trying to develop some relevant upfront information rather than just the slide set. So our objective is to make this a little bit larger set of information that we can spread out to more people. We're trying to reach as many people and help the community learn more from each other, as well as advance and put kind of a stake in the ground for this is where we are now. Let's see here. One side note during the panel discussion is that we will be having the 5 panelists up here, but one of the government representative that we had, we were just shy of successful. We were unsuccessful in overcoming some of the presentation requirements, so the comments that the government individual will not be streamed and won't be recorded. We can still participate here, but for the online folks, sorry about that. We'll try to capture that in the proper way, and if we can work it into the proceedings, we'll do that. A couple of housekeeping notes, if you hadn't noticed already. The exits are out and to the left, should something unfortunate happen. Restrooms are across the entryway there. We'll be having a light snack break around 10:45 or so. Lunch will be provided, and discussions are encouraged wherever y'all are. If you get something to eat, talk to somebody and find out some good ideas. Special thanks to the Griffiths Institute staff, especially Regan Johnson and Bill Wolf, for all the logistics arrangements and working with MPG, the folks doing the video and multimedia, and the Quanterian Solutions staff. I got to point out both Chuck Messenger and Paul Losowitz. They did a lot of the heavy lifting most recently, and you can't get there without that kind of work. I'd also like to recognize the New York State Empire State Development Group that's contributing and helping us make this possible, and the Air Force Research Laboratory government representative, Juanita Riley, is with us. Thanks, Juanita, appreciate it. She's the one that's our interface directly to the Defense Technical and Information Center at Fort Belvoir. They've been supporting our initiatives through this effort, and for you that are not aware, DTIC is quite a resource. It's got a huge amount of materials, a lot of content, which the CISIAC, along with the other information analysis centers, use to generate, collect, curate, and distribute to various customers all of the research and development, scientific and technical information. They're really quite an outstanding resource. I think that's both the ground rules and the basics for what we want to get started with.